Hi, this is John Wren, and this is the schedule for each Friday, Mountain Delight, and we talk about startup. Sponsored by the Small Business Chamber of Commerce, Inc. We'd like to help you do more good work. We have our Small Business Chamber of Commerce startup method comprised of 4 practices: recover, imagine, think, and learn. And we do those things to start, grow, and flourish. If you'd like to learn more about that, come to any of our meetings. We give you this cheat sheet that has the 4 practices on it and some ideas for each one. We share experience and ideas. It's free and open to everybody. You can come this afternoon to a model group I do. It's at Panera Bread, 16th and Market here in Denver. We'd like to help you start a group operation with your local Chamber of Commerce or other group. So come when you're in Denver. Idea Cafe Startup Workshop each Friday afternoon at 4:30. And today we're going to talk about a test group that we're starting. And if you come to any of the meetings that we do here in Denver, the Idea Cafe is one of them. But if you come to one of the meetings and decide that you'd like to give this a try, we're forming a group of 12 people using the Small Business Chamber of Commerce startup method to start in a new direction with their work life. And this will be free to you, no cost to you. Of course, there is a cost, but it won't be borne by you directly. And once you're flourishing, we hope that maybe you'll remember where you got some help in the very, very beginning. Well, we're going to form a group of 12, and it may be this week, it may be next week, but the sooner you contact us, the better. We are not going to take phone calls on this. You just need to come to one of the meetings where I'll be over the next week or 2 or 3, however long it takes to get the 12 people together. And so the meetings I'll be at this afternoon at the Idea Cafe Startup Workshop. And if you can't come, but you know someone who is looking for a new direction in their career, they're wanting to start a new project or a new campaign in their existing business, or maybe they want to start a brand new business, whatever they're doing to start a new direction in their work, we believe we can be helpful with our startup method. And come to the Idea Cafe Startup Workshop this afternoon, 4:30, Panera Bread. Or this evening, the same place at 6 o'clock, there is a Socrates Cafe. I'll be at that. That's also at Panera Bread. Tomorrow, Saturday, June 11th, I'll be Socrates Cafe at the University of Denver. We're in the current periodicals, and that starts at 6:30 p.m. Monday afternoon, Root and Branch, 1311 York Street. And these meetings are all listed on my website, johnwren.com. So take a look at johnwren.com. We'd like to have you be one of the 12. But you need to come to one of these meetings either this week or next week and tell me that you saw it here. Now, if you're watching this and you don't want to be part of a group like this, but take a look in your address book. See if you don't have people that you could email a link to this program. And you might have people that would like to come and participate in this. It's a little bit different approach. The price is right. It's here in Denver. We're not going to do an online version until we've done the face-to-face version, but we'll be doing an online event eventually. So if you'd like to get on the waiting list for that, give me a call, 303-861-1447. Now, today I'm going to be talking about a meeting that takes place tomorrow at the Colorado Capitol, 1 p.m. in the Colorado Capitol. They're going to be talking about the Colorado election process, and they're wanting to start, yes, in a new direction with how we do elections here in Colorado, or they're going to decide maybe what we have right now is not so bad. Now, in my mind, the problem is not so much the system. Maybe there are things that could be tweaked and improved, but I am very much for keeping the Colorado caucus as it is right now, and then let's get some good leadership and also some good cooperation from the Colorado Secretary of State's office. You know, there's been bad leadership in the two political parties, but extraordinarily bad leadership with the Colorado Secretary of State. He should be encouraging party leadership, and he clearly hasn't done that. He's trying to kill the caucus himself. Now, the caucus came into being in 1910 here in Colorado. We've got a unique system. It came out of the cauldron of debate special session that Governor Shafroth called in 1910. Now, why should you care? If you're starting in a new direction in your work, why should you care about this? Well, because like Dwight Eisenhower said, in our system of government, politics has to be the part-time occupation of every citizen. And so even if you're not in a very good spot, you need to vote for sure. And at certain times in your life, when you have the time available, it's good to participate in the political party of your choice. Some people would like to have a multi-party system, but that just makes it much harder for the average ordinary person to participate and to really make a meaningful difference. So we have a great system in Colorado, just most people don't know much about it. So tomorrow at the Capitol, they're going to be discussing these things. I would encourage you to come, even if it's just to listen, and you may be moved to testify. They're going to let people speak for 2 minutes from 1 to 3 o'clock. I don't know how many they'll get in. How many would that be? 30, 60 people, I guess. I think they'll have a lot more than that there. They'll have a sign-up sheet. My hunch is if you're not there early and signed up early, you're probably not going to get a chance to say much, but it should be interesting to watch. And I will be there, and I would encourage you to come if you want to be part of this group that we're starting a new direction in our work. One direction could be political occupations of various sorts. So whatever the interest is, I'd like you to be part of this group, and one place to connect with me would be at this meeting at the Capitol, or I'll be there. You can look for my bald head, my beard, and I don't know if I'll get to testify or not. They've got a questionnaire everyone is going to fill out, I believe, and you'll at least get to do that. So that's 1 o'clock, Colorado State Capitol. It's the election study group, and it's open to everybody. It's free, of course, and it would be great to have you there and to meet you there and to have you be part of the new group of 12 that we're starting, that will have a closed confidential meeting once a week. And I'd like you to come to one of the regular meetings we do. Now, we started something new this week, and I want to tell you about this briefly and encourage you to do something similar. And we're calling it the Donut Club. And going straight to the caucus club was the original idea, but I think we're going to have a Donut Club intermediary first. And we're looking for sponsors, local community newspapers that would like to get a sample copy out. If they'll provide the free papers, maybe even give us a little bit of a mention in the paper, it would be very helpful. And as people come to the Donut Club, we'll let them know about the Caucus Club. This is called Hold Up Your Hand Marketing. My friend Casey Truby was real big on Hold Up Your Hand Marketing, and he believes in activities where people attend, and by attending, identify them as someone that you can help further. And he's been very successful with this. He's taught accountants how to do it, and they have grown practices incredibly at a very fast pace by this hold up your hand marketing technique. It's very similar to what I did when I was with the Bell system. We called it environmental group selling. And Bell Telephone would have these meetings on business topics, and the theory is that if you get the head of companies in together in a nice facility, and they look at each other and they say, well, there's a lot of smart people here, and you talk about the Bell telephones, that they would buy them. And I don't know, now this can be used for good purposes or evil purposes. You know, we can get people together and get them stampeded over the cliff. And but we want to try to do this for a good purpose. And that good purpose is ultimately what we want to call the Caucus Club. We're going to start with the Donut Club. We tried one this week. It went well. We're going to be doing it each Wednesday if you'd like to come and see how it works. each Wednesday at 10 a.m. at the University Station. It's on the RTD system. You can take the light rail, hop off at University Station, and have a donut with us. And it's not just a donut. At the University Station, we are going to have Duffy rolls. They are delicious. If you haven't had a Duffy roll, it's a Denver tradition. And we'll have Duffy rolls. We'll have copies of local community newspapers. And just grab a donut. You don't have to stay. We're going to keep it short, 15, 20 minutes. Just say hello, check in with each other. We'll also be passing out information about the caucus corps. And we're going to try to form a network of people who are going to welcome newcomers to their neighborhood and to make sure those newcomers know that we have the caucus system here in Colorado. And we're doing this in anticipation of very possibly this presidential primary starting. Now, if you're asked to sign a petition for the presidential primary, we really ask you not to sign the petition. We don't think that we should change. The caucus was bad this year because of poor leadership, but in the past, it has been a terrific place for people to come and get involved in the political process. One of the people that is trying to switch to a presidential primary, he definitely would like to kill the caucus because he, showed up at his, I don't know if he even went to the caucus, but at his county convention, some newcomer got more votes than he did. And it looks like he may be defeated. So naturally, he is sponsoring something that won't make that possible for newcomers to do like that. Passing petitions is a possibility right now. That's an option that everybody has. You can either petition on or you can go through the caucus assembly convention systems. And the caucus is the very best chance the person with limited means, the average ordinary person, the caucus is the best chance the common person has of serving in elected public office. And that's why powerful forces would like to get rid of it, because there's too many of us average ordinary people there. The elite always would like to be in charge, do things their way. And wouldn't it be a wonderful world if people would just do what we told them to? Now, I sort of like it that they have to go through the process of convincing enough people that it's a good idea, that maybe it slows things down a little bit. Government should not be quick to respond. The government, we've fallen into this trap of thinking the government can fix things, but that's very rarely the case. Now, for some things, it's better that we band together for snow removal from streets and things like that. But unless we want to become a socialist operation, we need to keep the government limited, and it's not going to solve every problem. But what can solve our problems are people that see a need and fill it. And that's what's made this country great for 230 years, is we've had this market system, and corporations have grown larger and larger and larger until, Irving Kristol and others have called it socialism and sheepskin, that large business. Now, I'm not necessarily for regulation to destroy these large. There are economies of scale. There are some benefits. I shop and get good prices on things at stores that have an efficiency from this economy of scale. But where there is inefficiencies, competition will show it up, and we need to take a careful look at how we are, if nothing else, just discouraging people from going into their own business. The SBA since 1953 has been set up to basically talk people out of going into business for themselves. And this group of 12, this experimental group that we're forming, some of them are not going to be ready to start. And what we'll be suggesting for them is to get a job in the direction of their dream. If you want to start a coffee shop, what's the best way to do that? If you don't know, you could go get a degree in hotel and restaurant management. It's a little bit overkill, but that's what some people would suggest, is that you go back to school. Another way to do it is to just get a job working in a coffee shop. So you get a job in the direction of your dreams. And some of the 12 in this test group, that's what they'll be doing, getting a job in the direction of their dreams. And we've got some powerful techniques for how to connect with people that can hire you now, how to get a good job fast, not necessarily working at a coffee shop, but it's the sort of thing that I did when I got out of graduate school, and I got a job very quickly. And I'll tell you how I did it in this group. If you haven't heard me, if you know me at all, you probably heard me tell that story repeatedly, but I 2 or 3 times in my own life have gotten a good job quickly. I have worked for Snelling and Snelling. I've helped people get good jobs, some quickly, some not so quickly, as what I was doing. But I'll share that experience with the person that wants to get a good job fast. If they're meet with our group once a week, that's the only thing you have to commit to is your time. And others are going to be ready to start a project or a campaign inside the business they have right now. And others are going to be starting a brand new business. And we'll all start by assessing our current situation. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I believe I can help you stop and think about what it is I want to do. Recover, imagine, think, and learn. I'm a big believer in self-directed learning. And that's really what this group is, a self-directed learning group about startup. And I'd love to have you be part of it. And if you're working, get aboard this. But you need to start a new campaign or a new project, which could be taking what you learn in this class and leveraging it through your client base. If you're a CPA, you may want to take what I'm doing with you for free and do it with your clients. I can help you, or you can just do it on your own. And the group will be structured as a Franklin Circle. Now, if you want to know more about a Franklin Circle, just Google how to start a Franklin Circle. There's a wiki. It keeps changing, but for the most part, it's my thinking on how do you start a Franklin Circle. I've started many of them, and I want to share that experience with you. I'm going to stop a little bit early today because we've got a lot going on, especially with this hearing at the Capitol tomorrow. But this afternoon, I'll be at Idea Cafe Startup Workshop and then at Socrates Cafe. They'll both be at Panera Bread, Lodo, here in Denver, 16th and Market. That's this afternoon. Tomorrow at the University of Denver, Socrates Cafe, and the Anderson Academic Commons, and that starts at 6:30. So Idea Cafe this afternoon at 4:30, Socrates Cafe today at 6 o'clock. Both those are at Panera. Then tomorrow at 6:30, Socrates Cafe. And Monday, Root and Branch, where we talk about the spiritual side of startup. And there's information about all these things on smallbizchamber.org or my website, johnwren.com. And if you've got questions about any of this, or if you'd like to be on the show here and share your startup experience next Friday or any Friday after that, please give me a call. We're going to start really working at trying to have the virtual roundtable here with 1 or 2 people sharing their startup experience each week. And if you'd like to be part of that virtual roundtable and share your experience, give me a call, 303-861-1447. So I hope to see you at the Colorado Capitol tomorrow at 1 o'clock for the Election Study Committee. Be sure to come over and say hello. And if you'd like to be in the experimental group, for sure, see me. I'm going to want you to come to a group and we meet face to face. But if you've got questions about any of this, don't hesitate to give me a call. So this is John Wren, Small Business Chamber of Commerce. We'd like to help you do more good work. And I always sign off with this as a reminder for me and for you that this life is very short. So let's go get started. Thanks for watching. Please share this with a friend who might find it useful.